Welcome back, everybody, to the Metropolis Bulldogs Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Today, the Bulldogs play their very first in-conference games in school history. After spending last season in the Independents, the Bulldogs have moved over to the American Athletic Conference, where they will kick off their in-conference schedule today with a doubleheader against the Green Wave of Tulane University and then SMU in the following game at home. So it should be fun to see how the Bulldogs can fare within this conference and see how well the Bulldogs can do against some pretty talented competition. Last episode, we rounded out our non-conference schedule, splitting a pair of games between Maryland and North Carolina. I was expecting to win one of our non-conference games, so to go 2-1, I would consider that a success. We beat Maryland pretty handedly, 35-17, and got smoked by UNC, but the Tar Heels are the number 2 ranked team in the nation, so it does make sense. In the Maryland game, we were led by a 3-interception performance by freshman defensive back Terrell Cream. To put that into perspective, the all-time leader in interceptions in a single career for a Metropolis player is Terrell Cream with 3. So another big storyline this season has been the quarterback battle between Jonathan Roberts and Manuel Castillo. I don't know if you guys could tell there, but Roberts apparently is hurt. He broke his collarbone and he is out for the season. So this is a major plot twist that I had no idea about until I started recording this episode. He must have gotten hurt on the very last play of the game last week against North Carolina, broke his collarbone. He's done for the year. So that means it looks like Manuel Castillo, at least for the rest of this season, has won the quarterback battle just by staying healthy. So it looks like this is Manuel Castillo's team for the rest of the season, unless he plays poorly. Then I guess we'll have to go way down on the depth chart to look at some other guys. This Tulane team is very talented on both sides of the ball. They have good lines on both sides. They have a good quarterback, good running back, and it's going to be a tough task for us today without not only one of our main quarterbacks, but also our starting running back, Victor Adams, who is going to be week to week with a smaller injury. He will be out today, so true freshman Donovan Barrington will have to take the load at running back. So with Metropolis being without 2 of their most important offensive players, it's going to be a challenging game today, but we'll see how Manuel Castillo can do in his first full collegiate game, and we'll see what the offensive skill position players, specifically Donovan Barrington, can do at running back. As we kick this game off underway, the 2-1 Tulane Green Wave face off against the 2-1 Metropolis Bulldogs, who are limping into this game without their main quarterback and running back. It looks like Tulane will choose to kick off, so Metropolis will start on offense, which means we get to see Manuel Castillo lead the offense out onto the field first. Castillo has thrown at least 1 interception in every game so far, and I think Jonathan Roberts has been quite a bit better than him up to this point, which I guess for Roberts' injury is really a blessing in disguise for Manuel Castillo. 3rd and 9, Castillo's going to scramble with it to the left side, running for the first down. He is definitely not as explosive as Jonathan Roberts, so there's an element of explosiveness taken out of the offense with Castillo in the game, but they do have pretty much equal arm talent as he connects there with Emmanuel Cortez, the slot receiver on the out route, for a nice first down play. So far, so good. The Bulldogs are moving the ball down the field pretty nicely for the most part, as it's a 3rd and 4, and the pass is broken up for Marcus Wilkerson. So the Bulldogs are sort of in no man's land. They have a pretty tough decision, and it looks like they're going to send the field goal team out. It's a 50-yard attempt for Mark Mitchell. This would be a career long, and it is just short. No good. Mitchell's first missed kick of the season. He almost had it, but did not get the distance. So the kick is no good. Game remains tied at 0, and now we get to see the Tulane offense as Pratt keeps it himself. It's a toss for Cameron Carroll. Carroll with blocks down the field, wrapped up inside the 20 by Ivanovic. A huge run for Cameron Carroll, and it looks like the Green Wave are awfully close to the end zone as it's a 2nd and goal. Michael Pratt keeps it himself on the read option. He will waltz into the end zone for a touchdown, and the Tulane Green Wave are on the board as it is a 7-0 lead. So a quick start here for Tulane as that concludes the first quarter. But Bulldogs offense doesn't look too bad so far. I think Manuel Castillo had a pretty good quarter, but no points on the board. And both teams only had the ball for one drive in that first quarter. So 2 slow and methodical drives, particularly from Metropolis, which obviously didn't lead to any points. We'll see what the Bulldogs can do here in the second quarter as it's a 3rd and 6. Castillo connects with his slot receiver, Emmanuel Cortez, for a gain of 11, which is good enough to once again move the chains forward for a first down. If Castillo can get into a groove with his receivers, I think then there could really be some improvements here within the pass game, as it's Osiris Young, the true freshman, who gets 14. Of course, Osiris Young and Manuel Castillo played together in high school at Archbishop Carroll here in Washington, D.C. So those two already have plenty of chemistry with each other, which is certainly an advantage. 2nd and 1, the tight end, Danilo Walls, fighting for yardage. He gets about 10. And Metropolis is moving the ball down the field nicely. I think Manuel Castillo overall has had a pretty good day up to this point. Play action fake for Alexander. Here's Castillo under pressure. He is sacked for a loss of about 10. A nice play by Eric Hicks Jr. to bring down the quarterback, and that'll make it a 3rd and long here for Metropolis. Castillo looks to throw it under pressure deep downfield, and it's broken up by Brooks. So the Green Wave get the stop. Metropolis would elect to punt it on 4th down after knowing that Mark Mitchell doesn't have the leg from 50 or so. It would have been a similarly distant kick from his first field goal. So the Green Wave have it back, not for long, as Pratt has to get rid of it. Delvin Hines, the second, hits the quarterback, so that'll force a punt. And now both defenses are really starting to play well right now. So Metropolis has it back. Castillo connects with Emmanuel Cortez, who's had a great first half out the slot. His 3rd first down reception here in the first half, and it seems like him and Castillo have a nice little thing going so far. The Bulldogs are again moving it down the field nicely. They've had 2 pretty good drives so far, but just haven't been able to score. Fake handoff for Barrington. Here's Castillo. Has a wide open man downfield. It's Tadion Smith-Gardner who makes an unbelievable diving catch. That was a pretty bad throw if I'm being honest, but Smith-Gardner was able to track the football and make the play. Now a first down here for the Bulldogs offense from the goal line. Castillo is intercepted. It's Robinson who picks it off. He is just walking with the football, but Metropolis cannot tackle him. What is happening? He's eventually pushed out, but Robinson on the interception was literally walking with it for about 40 yards. Very bad play after the interception by the Metropolis offense, and obviously turning it over in the red zone is not ideal. Another solid drive that results in 0 points, and this game remains a shutout. Tulane has it back, but again, not for long. Here's Michael Pratt on the first play of the drive with a 61-yard rushing touchdown. And the Tulane Green Wave extend their lead. They're now up 14-0. A great, quick, one-play drive through Tulane. And now Metropolis is down by 2 scores. The struggles from last week against North Carolina have clearly kicked in today. Here's Castillo on first down with a nice run, sliding for a first down. Again, Castillo is definitely not as athletic or explosive as Jonathan Roberts, but he's not a liability as a runner. He can move. 3rd and 3, it's a handoff for Donovan Barrington, and he is stuffed up in the backfield. Might have even lost a yard, maybe. Again, it's Eric Hicks Jr., the big defensive tackle, who's had a very good performance today. Now 4th and 3, the Bulldogs say, screw it, why not go for it? And the play is successful. The tight end, Tadion Smith-Gardner, gets about 12. Nice maneuver after the catch by Smith-Gardner. And the Bulldogs are, again, in business. Will this be the drive they finally score as Castillo gets it to Emmanuel Cortez, who does a good job of hauling that one in. Cortez continuing his great performance today with 4 catches for 60 yards. 1st and goal now. Not a lot of time left in the first half. Under 10 seconds as Donovan Barrington punches it in for the touchdown. And Metropolis is finally on the board. All 4 drive. The Bulldogs have crossed it past the 50. But it took a little while for them to score until there. Despite that, Metropolis is still down 14-7 here at the half. And keep in mind, Tulane does open up the second half with the football. So if they could score here on this opening drive in the 3rd quarter, that could certainly go a long way for them here the rest of the game. So it's a big drive here for the Metropolis defense. They know they got to get a stop. We'll see what they can do here as it is a 2nd and 3. Dual backfield. It looks like Pratt's going to pitch it on the option here for Carroll, who has blocks and is wrapped up by Tavion Lewis. But a nice first down there for Cameron Carroll. Tulane is clearly a run-first team. They haven't thrown the ball a whole lot today. They're definitely a rushing team. And it seems like they're comfortable with running it with both the running back and the quarterback. But right as I say that, Pratt fumbles it, and it's picked up by Metropolis. Delvin Hines for second with the recovery. That was the senior linebacker, Ford Chavez, who rips it away. A major momentum builder if it stands, but that's the problem, as it looks like his elbow is down, and that's sort of what caused the ball to come out. So because of that, this play will be reversed. It's still a loss of yardage, so it's still a good defensive play by Ford Chavez, but not as good as it could have been had that play stood. The Green Wave are continuing to move the ball down the field as it's a first down here from inside the 35. Pratt's pass is intercepted, so there will be a turnover on this drive after all. The senior safety, Tavion Lewis, picks it off. A big stand by the Bulldogs defense. They did not hold their heads down after the turnover was reversed. They got right to work, getting the interception. And now a touchdown can tie the game up. We'll see what Metropolis' offense could do here as the Tulane crowd, albeit not a big crowd, but the ones who are in here are making some noise. Not letting it be easy for the Metropolis offense. But Osiris Young does get a nice 13-yard gain. The Bulldogs slowly but surely moving it down the field as it's now a 3rd and 1 here for Metropolis. Going to be a handoff for Donovan Barrington. Barrington with a nice cut. Still on his feet. Into the end zone, and we are tied up. The true freshman, Donovan Barrington, with the touchdown. And Metropolis will knot this one up at 14. With Barrington getting all the touches out of the backfield today, I've got to say, he's been really impressive. He's been better today than when he's gotten less carries when Victor Adams has been healthy, which is kind of a surprise to me because I think Barrington is more of a change of pace guy than a bell cow running back, but shoot, it's working. Another stop for the Metropolis defense as Pratt's pass is incomplete, hit on the play by Scout Lopez. So the Bulldogs get it back with good field position. They can take the lead on this possession. All the momentum right now is trending positively towards Metropolis. Here's Castillo on first down under pressure, sack and a fumble, and it's picked up by Anderson. All that momentum I was just talking about has been instantly Thanos snapped away, and I don't think this play is going to get reviewed or reversed. And indeed, it will not. A massive turnover for Tulane, and now they can look to get the lead back here late in the 3rd quarter as it's a handoff for Cameron Carroll. Carroll breaks the tackle from Jovanovic and is wrapped up by Hassan Antonio, but not before getting 16 more. Carroll now over the century mark in yardage despite only 10 carries today. He has been busy and he has been effective as we conclude the 3rd quarter. 14 apiece. For the most part, a good quarter for the Bulldogs outside of the end with the turnover. Now entering the 4th quarter, we'll see if Metropolis' defense can get a stand and try to lead them to their first in-conference win in school history. 3rd and 6, Michael Pratt looking to throw it. He goes short for Young, and he got the first. Stiff arms Lewis. Great play after the catch there by Jonathan Young to keep the drive going. And now Tulane has it inside the 5-yard line. It's a 1st and goal, looking to get their lead back. Spears in motion, handoff for Cameron Carroll, and he will score with ease. Touchdown, Green Wave. And the Tulane Green Wave are back on top. This is now 21-14. Good run there by Carroll. And now Metropolis' offense is starting to feel a little bit of pressure coming off the turnover on the last drive. We'll see what they can do. 3rd and 8. Castillo scrambling to the right, trying to get something with his legs as the pass for Cortez is dropped. Emmanuel Cortez has had a great day today, but was unable to hang on there. The Bulldogs would decide to play it safe and punt it away rather than going for the big 4th down conversion. So now Tulane has it back. Pratt gets by Savage. Here's Pratt with blocks. Shoestring tackle inside the 20 by Jovanovic, but not before gaining 30. And unlike the 3rd quarter, this 4th quarter has not been about Metropolis at all. Tulane is dominating at the moment as Cameron Carroll will truck Jovanovic into the end zone for a touchdown, and it's now 28-14. Another nice play for Carroll. He has 2 rushing touchdowns today. Michael Pratt has 2 rushing touchdowns today. Now the Bulldogs have it back. It's a 4th and 10. That was a perfect throw for Trey Nixon, but he dropped it. Tulane would be unable to finish the game with the ball, but they did burn all 3 of Metropolis' timeouts and were able to kick a field goal. So now it's 14-31. 3-score game. The Bulldogs kind of look out of it. They do need a miracle as Tamarian Johnson, the speedster, with a nice first down reception. Good throw there by Castillo, who's had a pretty rough second half after I was impressed with him in the first half. Another 4th and 10. Castillo scrambling, gets it to Danilo Walls. Another 4th down conversion here for the Bulldogs, who are looking to add some pride points here late, even if it won't lead to a win. 4th and 3 with 5 seconds to go, likely the final play of the game for one more hope at the end zone. Castillo has Osiris Young open, and he overthrows him. A bad pass there by Manuel Castillo, and that is how Metropolis' first in-conference game will come to a close. It was tied after the 3rd quarter, but Tulane just was on fire. Those final 7 minutes, they win it 31-14. The Green Wave improved to 3-1. Metropolis falls to 2-2. It was a sloppy game from us. I don't think we played great, but we didn't play horribly either. Manuel Castillo was below average, in my opinion. His receivers and offensive line did not do him any favors, but he did miss a lot of throws. If Castillo struggles again next week, we could look at some of our other quarterbacks on the roster. Redshirt freshman Ibrahim Yoder could be an option. We also have Victor Johans, who's, of course, getting redshirted. There were a few bright spots to the offense. I thought Emmanuel Cortez was good. I thought Donovan Barrington was really good. Barrington had the first 100-yard rushing game in school history. But again, too many drops. Osiris Young, 2 receptions and 3 drops. Young had a pretty poor game, and he hasn't really looked all that good since his debut, where he went off. The defense was solid enough for 3 quarters, but we just couldn't stop the run. And that's what Tulane really game planned their offense around, running the football. And our run defense is why we're 2-1. We've really stopped the run well this season, including the game against North Carolina for the most part, but not today. Michael Pratt and Cameron Carroll had their way, even though their leading receiver only had 13 yards. That's all he needed to get the job done, and their defense played very well. Their pass coverage was good. Their pass rush was good. Their run defense was a little bit subpar, but other than that, they were really solid. So let's get to the second game of the day here, back at home in the nation's capital against the Mustangs of Southern Methodist University. So I have to make a little disclaimer real quick. The recording I had made where I showed their roster and whatnot and broke it down, that did not save for whatever reason, so the pre-game stuff that I normally show won't be here for SMU. Just know they have a really good passing offense led by senior quarterback Tanner Mordecai. We have a ton of guys visiting the campus this week on recruiting visits. That's got to be at least 15 prospects. I think the recruiting special will be in the next episode, so we will get to learn more about those prospects next episode, but just know this is a very important game for recruiting. So if there's really one game we win the rest of the year, this is one of the most important to win, as the Bulldogs had their second in-conference game as a member of the American Athletic here against the SMU Mustangs, who are 1-3 this season, so they do have a worse record than Metropolis, but I do think they are head and shoulders one of the better teams in the conference, so I definitely expect this to be a tough game here for the Bulldogs. If they had trouble with Tulane, I wouldn't be surprised if SMU plays well, so we'll see how this one ends up going about. Welcome to Metropolis Field, home of the Bulldogs. Another packed house here at Metropolis Field. Unlike last season, there's a lot of fans showing up to the games, which is obviously great. Again, it really seems like the city has bought into this football team. As again, Metropolis will open this game up on offense, so we get to see what Manuel Castillo can do. Castillo has a chip on his shoulder after a poor performance last week against Tulane as he connects with Danilo Walls there on 3rd down. And again, as I was saying earlier in the video, Castillo struggles today. Look out for one of the other quarterbacks to get some playing time in this matchup. 3rd and 10, nice throw for Marcus Wilkerson. Good catch as well. The defensive back was right there to make a play, but Wilkerson does a good job of holding on to the football. Starting running back Victor Adams is out once again this week, so it'll be the true freshman Donovan Barrington who gets a lot of the load as he dives forward for a gain of 13 yards. Donovan Barrington isn't really a bell cow back in my opinion. He's not the biggest guy. I think he's meant to be sort of that change of pace guy who can get the breakaway run. But last week with over 20 touches, he was really impactful. So I'm curious to see what he does this week. As here's Emmanuel Cortez with the spin move into the end zone for a touchdown. Great play there by Emmanuel Cortez, who started the season off slowly, but here with Manuel Castillo at quarterback has really been able to get a groove with his new QB and has looked really good in this episode. So now it's 7-0. SMU has the football as it's Ulysses Bentley the fourth with a nice run up the middle. Bentley's a talented running back, but as I said earlier, this is a pass-first team. Tanner Mordecai averages over 260 passing yards a game as he is sacked on that play by Jonathan Savage II, the junior, with a nice play. Now a 4th and 2. SMU's going to go for it here. I think this is a good call. They're not really in field goal range, but they're also not really in punting range, so why not? Mordecai under pressure from Hines. He's going to take a shot for the opposite side of the field. It's Curley who gets away for a touchdown. Jordan Curley burned the true freshman cornerback, Brian McGrew, and makes him pay with that touchdown, and we are tied at 7. So the Bulldogs have it back. Castillo sacked on 3rd down for a loss of 10. That'll force a quick punt. SMU gets it back. Again, it's Ulysses Bentley the fourth with a nice run to the left side, gaining about 14 yards. That'll move the chains for SMU. That concludes the first quarter. Southern Methodist looks very good on offense so far, and the offensive side of the field is definitely their strong suit. They have a ton of talent on there. On paper, one of the best offenses in the conference. To open up the second quarter, Bentley on the option will bounce his way into the end zone for a touchdown, and Ulysses Bentley the fourth will put SMU ahead as it's now 14-7. That'll bring back Metropolis. They had a good first drive but couldn't get anything going on their previous possession. Your Smith Gardner breaks a tackle. Nice move forward by Tadion Smith Gardner to get the first down. So far, Manuel Castillo's thrown the ball a lot better this week than he did last week. I've been pretty impressed. 4th and 2, the Bulldogs are going to go for it, and Barrington does not get it. He is mere inches away from the first down marker, but they're not going to give it to him. Again, Barrington's not a bulky, tough runner. He's not made for those short yardage situations. Xavier Grice probably should have been in the game there instead. Mordecai loses 3 on the run. Nice play there by the true freshman linebacker, Michael Roberson. 2nd and 13 now. Mordecai pitches it for Bentley, who gets popped. That's Ford Chavez, the senior, with the big hit for a loss of 2. Now a 3rd down and 15. As long as the Bulldogs don't do anything stupid on this play, they should be able to finally get their first defensive stop of the game. Mordecai looking to throw. It goes short for Bentley. He only gets about 10 or so. That's not enough, but we have a flag. That was a late flag, too. It's a roughing the passer on Delvin Hines II, which means it's an automatic first down. Yeah, the one time today the Bulldogs defense gets a couple good plays. Nope! Stupid freshman mistake leads to a first down for SMU. 2nd and 7, a strike into the hands of Roderick Daniels for the first down, and it looks like SMU is going to take advantage of the Delvin Hines penalty. Following play, Mordecai up the middle for Goffney, who gets it inside the 10. A nice play for Dylan Goffney, and Southern Methodist is awfully close here to the end zone as they look to make it a 2-score game. 3rd and goal from about the 1-yard line. Can they punch it in? Mordecai looks to throw it. He's under a little bit of pressure, and his pass goes in the back of the end zone. So SMU probably should go for it here. They're literally a yard away, but they're going to kick the field goal. An oddly conservative play call here. I understand this guarantees it to be a 2-score game, which the kick is good. But why not go for it? You're literally a yard away. I don't get that call at all, but nonetheless, SMU is now up by 2 scores, 17-7. And Metropolis has it back here late in the first half. Looking to make it a 1-score game once again on first down. Castillo scrambling. Heaves it up for Young. What a catch. Osiris Young with a gain of 19. The Archbishop Carroll connection coming through on that play. Under 30 seconds to go now. Castillo again scrambles to the right. He has Osiris Young open. Young with a spin move out of bounds, so the Bulldogs don't have to use a timeout. Metropolis is now down to 6 seconds and 1 timeout. They realistically can run 1 or 2 more plays as on 2nd and goal. Castillo on the run. Connects with Marcus Wilkerson for the touchdown. And Metropolis is going to bring you within 3 points here right at the end of the first half. A great play there by Manuel Castillo on the run. That's not an easy throw to make. Castillo has had his best half of football as a Metropolis Bulldog today, looking really impressive. He's avoided the mistakes, which has been big. and he's been very accurate, and his receivers are making plays for him. 14-17 your score as we go to the third quarter. Although the offense has been good for Metropolis, I can't really say the same about the defense. They've really got to step up here. That starts with this drive. Mordecai breaks away from the pressure. Big run for Tanner Mordecai to around midfield. A great play for the Mustangs, and they will keep the chains moving. SMU now has it at the 29 here, about 2 minutes in the third quarter. Their offense still, like the first half, is having no issues moving it down the field as Mordecai connects with Roderick Daniels Jr., who brings it to about the 11 or 12-yard line. And again, SMU is having no problems moving it down the field. The Bulldogs' defense has been pretty inconsistent as a whole this season, but today especially they've been awfully bad as Ulysses Bentley will score the touchdown. And SMU now leads by 2 scores at 24-14. And if the Bulldogs don't get their act together, particularly on defense, they could be in danger of losing their 3rd straight game as it's a 3rd and 2. Walls in motion. Fake handoff for Barrington. Castillo with a strike for Walls, but it is incomplete. So again, you know the Bulldogs are aggressive. Past the 50, you've got to assume they're going to go for it, and that's exactly what they're going to do here on 4th and 2. Another play-action fake for Barrington. Castillo scrambles. This could be a tough throw, and he gets it to Tamarion Johnson, who brings it to the 25. The big gain of 18 there for Tamarion Johnson, and now the Bulldogs offense gets to see new light. Here's Donovan Barrington, breaks a tackle, he is in. A 25-yard rushing score for Donovan Barrington, and it's a 1-possession game. Probably the best run of Donovan Barrington's collegiate career. I mean, wow, what a beauty. And he's having another really good performance on the ground today. 24-21 is on 2nd and 11. Bentley is crushed on the screen for a loss of 3. One of the senior captains, Ford Chavez, is there to bring him down. That concludes the third quarter. SMU's offense is still looking damn good, but Metropolis is holding pace as they're only down by 3. And we start this quarter off with a big drive here for Metropolis as their defense did finally force a punt. Castillo on 1st down, looking to scramble with it, and he gets popped for a sack. I think he was looking deep for Osiris Young, but he never really had an easy lane to get open. It's Burns who brings down the quarterback. Now a 3rd and 9. Castillo has to get rid of it quickly, and it's Tico Chukwumereji who gets the 1st down, related to the recent Seattle Sonics draft pick in Uzoma Chukwumereji. If you missed the Sonics draft episode last night, make sure you check it out. Following play, Castillo has a wide open man. It's Emmanuel Cortez pushed out inside the 20. Don't look now, but here comes the Bulldogs. They are moving it down the field very nicely and efficiently, looking to tie or take the lead. As on 1st down, it's Barrington up the middle to about the 5-yard line. Another big run for Donovan Barrington, who once again has reached the century mark in yardage. Now we've got a 3rd and goal here for Metropolis in an attempt to take the lead. Castillo has an open man. It's Osiris Young for the touchdown. And with not a whole lot of time left, Metropolis is now on top, 28-24. A long drive there from the Bulldogs. They took a lot of time off, and now they are winning. SMU's offense was stopped only once, and now they're down, and they need a game-winning drive here from Tanner Mordecai. 3rd and 1. Mordecai downfield. It's dropped by Terrell Cream. Should have been intercepted. SMU surprisingly decided to punt it there. I honestly thought they would go for it, but clearly they trust their defense, which is bold because their defense has not been very good today. 3rd and 8. Castillo looks to throw it. He goes short for Osiris Young, who gets about 6. SMU calls for their last timeout. So that brings us to a 4th and 2. The Bulldogs say, hey, we've been aggressive all game long. Why stop now? We're going to go for it. Try to end the game right here. Donovan Barrington finishes it off. He gains about 5, which is more than enough. The Bulldogs would run the rest of the clock out, and there you go. We have the final. 28-24. The Metropolis Bulldogs win their first in-conference game in school history in what was one of the most exciting games so far of the season. Our offense really came out to play, and our defense, although they weren't great, they were very good in the 4th quarter with 2 big stops at the end of that game to help us win. Manuel Castillo really gave himself a big boost today, and I have a lot more confidence in Castillo now after this game than I did going into it. By far his best performance as a Bulldog, 22 for 30, 232, and 3 touchdowns. He avoided mistakes, he didn't turn over the football, and he had a few really nice throws. And again, the run game was fantastic. 24 carries, 129 yards, and a touchdown for Donovan Barrington. I don't want him getting 30 touches a game, so that'll be good when Victor Adams is getting back. But with Barrington getting 28 touches total, he definitely made an impact. Osiris Young was quite good today. 5 catches, 58 yards, a touchdown, and no drops. And the defense, although they struggled early, they definitely played well down the stretch. Shout out to Ford Chavez, who's been fantastic this season, and today was all over the field. Tanner Mordecai was pretty good. I think they should have given it to their running back more. Ulysses Bentley is really, really good. I get they're a pass-first team, but they should have given him the ball more even in the pass game. He was their second leading receiver, but I just feel like they could have done more with him. So that's going to conclude today's episode. The Bulldogs split in their 2 conference games, losing against Tulane, but beating SMU in a nail-biter, so that puts us at 3-2 on the season, matching our win total from year 1. Next episode will be the recruiting special. I'm excited for that one. I hope you guys are as well. So make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out. Go Dogs.